This reading is for you if you are ready to take action towards something new and exciting because it is Aries season. My name is Latoya of Emerald Astrology, and I'm super excited to help you take your power back while using astrology and tarot. But before I go into this reading and telling you all about Aries season, this video might be a little bit longer than usual. I do have some announcements to make. So if you're curious about your year, what your year ahead looks like starting from your birthday, I have something special for you. It's called the Solar Crossing. This reading is for you if you are looking for a roadmap that guides you throughout your whole year. For example, there are some lucky zones to be aware of, some roadblocks that you have to honor, and maybe even some helpful people that can support you, but you just didn't know that they were the ones. So with this roadmap, you will become aware of these zones, these areas, these people, and you will receive a 30-minute pre-recorded reading and a 4-page PDF document that covers all that stuff, all the big stuff that you should look out for in your year. So this is going to help you if you're like have a certain intention. This is going to help you achieve that in a most graceful, realistic, and whimsical, possibly kind of way. So if you are looking for something like that can support you throughout the year, this roadmap that can support you throughout the year, check out the link in the description or wherever else you find your links. My next announcement is upcoming markets that I know I'm going to be there. So starting on this coming Saturday, so April 4th, next Saturday, I will be at Palmer's Event Center for the Austin Witch Fest. So this festival is going to be from 10 to 7 p.m. So it's a very long one. So if you ever want to come out and get a one-on-one quick reading with me, you can find me at Palmer Event Center. And then the other one I know I'm going to be at for sure is on a Friday, and that's April 17th at Buzzmill with the Austin Mystical Market. And that market is going to now be from I think 6 to 11 p.m. Or it might have shifted to 7, but I think it is right now 6 to 11 p.m. So you can find me at those two places. That's where I'll be if you are looking for a quick one-on-one reading. And that could be astrology or tarot. All right. So let's dive into the astrology part of this reading. So Aries season started on March 20th till April 19th. And this is a season to welcome new beginnings. This is our new astrological year, and it's the start of the new astrological year. And yeah, this is the time to plant seeds. It's time to be bold, time to be audacious, and unafraid to follow your new passions that are just bubbling up right now. Pisces season was like the time to like rest and like get your energy back. Hopefully, you've been able to do that personally. Myself, it's been kind of difficult, but here I am. And so, yeah, so hopefully, you got your energy and you're ready to start something new and exciting with Aries season because the energy is here. We're able to tap into this power, this inspiration, and step into a new world that's full of possibilities. And it's all up to you to put your energy into it, to make it happen, to see what's real for you. And the thing I like to think about with Aries season, this is not a time that you have to necessarily have a plan. It's just simply you have a desire, you step into that, you do the first thing that gets that going, and you figure it out as you go. It's nothing, I wouldn't say nothing too serious because this is a pretty serious thing, especially with Saturn being there in Aries, but you don't have to be super hard on yourself to make the first steps possible. Just kind of get started, get going, and and trust that you can figure it out along the way. So that's Aries season. On March 20th, so this is like 5 days ago if you're listening to this video today, and I just released this on March 25th. Mercury stationed direct on March 20th, and that was really silly for me because it's in Pisces, it's in my hidden house, and I wasn't even aware that it had stationed direct. Well, it was just kind of weird because I wrote about it, spoke about it, envision what that could look like for me as transit-wise, and the day came, and I felt it. I definitely felt the shift. But I did not realize, like, consciously, like, today is the day that Mercury station direct. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe you feel that way too. But since Mercury has station direct, now we could start putting together the thoughts and feelings that we've been ruminating on, and realize that we are not alone in this. I think a lot of this retrograde transit has been very heavy for me, being that Pisces rules my 8th house. And so connecting with people and friends and like seeing that everyone's just going through a really dark time. It's just kind of, the world is just very different. It feels very unstable. And so everyone's feeling this, and we're having to like make sense of it, with this Mercury being the planet of the rational mind. And it's been very hard. But now that it's direct, we can kind of work with these thoughts and these feelings that we have and try to figure out how to make the most of our lives, even though we don't, even though we might feel like we're in the soup, or even though we might feel like we don't have all the pieces to make a big impact, or whatever you think, we do have something that we can work towards and work on and just do our best with. So yeah, with Mercury, when it was retrograde, was a time to feel and think these things through, readjust, restructure this area of life that Pisces rule for us. Everyone has Pisces placement. It's just in a different house, a different area of life that it rules. And then from that standpoint, we could implement a game plan now. We could start working with this and really get the ground, like hit ground running when Mercury enters Aries. And so that's going to be within this month of April. So, yay, we made it. Mercury station direct. On March 30th, Venus enters Taurus. So, well, before I go there, right now, we have all the planets, it feels like, in Aries. So we got Venus, we got the Sun, we got Saturn, we got Neptune. All these planets are in Aries, and it's kind of like having a party in the Aries house. And so for me, the way that party looks like is like everyone's in my philosophy house. It's in my broadening the horizons house. It feels very nebulous. It feels very, also very sombering because of Saturn. But my intention's there, the sun. And people that I relate to is also showing up. That has to do with like my belief systems, with astrology, all that good stuff. And things are happening. It just feels very slow and nebulous. And so you might be feeling that with Aries season in general. Like things are happening, it just feels slow and feels nebulous. I think it's a good word. It's a good key word there. Because Saturn and Neptune is hanging out there and will be there for some time. But I believe that with these planets here, Saturn is trying to stabilize, crystallize, create a foundation of the dream that Neptune has for Aries, for the Aries house in our chart. And so, yeah, we might be thinking we could do all these big, great things that can really change society, or just like how we relate to the collective. But we got to first do the foundational work, and the foundational work is courage, being brave to stand for an idea that you have, to anchor in on what needs to be done to make that idea possible and actually be seen for that. And so I feel like we are definitely working around that, working on that during Aries season because the sun has its focus here. That's the creative energy, the light of the soul. And of course, Saturn and Neptune is here too. Okay, so that's just kind of like a brief overview with the Aries placement. Now, March 30th, Venus enters Taurus, and here comes the softening of Aries season, at least for a bit, because Venus is in her house and of Taurus, and she could just really do all the pleasurable things, the lovely things, and feel very classy while doing it. So, yeah, these are great opportunities to really indulge in the senses and also be aware of your bank account. Like, she's not about like depleting your bank account. She's all about increasing that and allowing your relationship with money and resources to be fluid. And the word that wants to come to mind is abundant, even though it's not necessarily Venus, but just having pleasure in what you have and also like figuring out how to grow it because she is about fertility. So yeah, this is a great, transit that's been happening, that will happen starting March 30th and for the next 4 weeks. This is great. On April 1st, we have a full moon in Libra. So that is, a great time to celebrate what you've been through since October 21st, 2025. That was the new moon in Libra. And be proud of yourself. See who's there that supports you, that loves you, that are in a relationship with you. And I just say, yeah, just see how far you've come and just be proud of yourself for that, for the relationships you've built. On April 9th, we have Mars in Aries. So all that Mars being in his sign of Aries is like, there comes that full power, that energy. So things might start to feel like they're moving. Things feel like they might be happening a little bit more than they have prior, because Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is like he's home. He has access to his things. He has access to his friends. He has allies. He can do whatever he wants to do, and so Neptune's been dreaming up in Aries' house. Saturn's been doing his best to like stabilize these things and make things a little bit more structured. But then Aries comes in. It's just like, all right, then let's get the strategy, game plan. Let's get this energy moving to make life happen. And it could feel a bit abruptive, but it is very intentional and powerful and energetic for sure. April 14th, Mercury enters Aries as well. So here comes, still got the stellium stuff going on here with like 3 planets or more in Aries, especially now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets in Aries because the moon will be there as well on April 15th. And this is like really, there's like a lot's happening in the Aries house. But to go back to Mercury and Aries, you gotta be very careful with the words you say because like the words can be very spicy, can be very hot, or just very energetic and just really the words you say gets things moving. So yeah, we've got the strategy, we've got the mental muscle, we got the emotional, drive to do the things that we need to do. We got the dream, we got the structure, we got the focus, we got the energy. This is good. We got a lot of stuff going on in Aries. So I would say around April 14th, 15th, we'll feel like things are finally moving. And then April 17th, we got the new moon in Aries. There it is. We could set an intention on how we want to um, keep moving forward in our lives. So Aries season is going to be very dynamic towards the end of Aries season, I feel. It's what it looks like from the astrological standpoint. And I'm sure that there's more going on here, but I'm just focusing on what's going on in that Aries house and the ingrasses and retrogrades and directs and all that good stuff. So that's the quick little overview of Aries season. And now let's go ahead and get into the reading part of this video. Alrighty, so Aries season. So Aries season is ruled by Mars, right? So this is like the desire to move forward, make some major changes, um, take action on what you believe in and what you stand on, and defending, protecting. Mars is the protector of the planets. And here he is, fully resourced in Aries and got a full house towards the end of Aries season. So the first card here is the spark within. So this is what's awakening, especially at the beginning of Aries season. So what is your desire that is awakening within you now? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like the last reading we had, she came up. So it seems like this is the theme here. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this queen, she is capable of taking care of everyone, everything in a very material kind of way. It kind of makes me think of like, if you ask for a Virgo for help, they're not going to necessarily sit there and hold you and let you cry. They're more the type to be like, help make sure your bills get paid, make sure your house is clean, make sure dinner is cooked. They're very much like the physical kinds of people. They're not like a water sign or a Pisces that is like, I'll sit with you and we'll be in a mess, but I will hear you and let you cry. Virgo is not capable of doing that, or it's not very comfortable in doing that. It's like, let me clean your house and I'll let you cry and you process that. But first, let's clean this up real quick. So with the Queen of Pentacles, it makes me think of that kind of person. But with it being in reverse, the desire is like you have a desire to take care of your shit, take care of your stuff. And there's this need to come back in and rethink, how are you going to do that? And especially this is very aligned with Aries season, because Aries is very self-interested as well. But Aries wants to take care of itself, wants to be self-sufficient, wants to be autonomous. And that doesn't mean alone and doing everything on their own, but like they want to know that they're capable of taking care of themselves first before having someone else do it for them. So Queen of Pentacles in reverse, it seems like you're having that same feeling as well. Like, I want to be able to take care of my things, like what I need, and materialize that. So that's the spark within. The next card here is the fear of the gate. So what old story is stopping you from starting something new? We have Nine of Wands. And then this picture here, it's a bobcat. Its eyes are glowing. So the fear is you would have to complete it. You would have to finish. And even though it might seem dark or confusing, or like the path isn't very clear, you have to see it through. And so that might be something that is stopping you from even starting. It's like, you're going to have to finish, or you don't know what's going to happen on the other side. There's a lot of unknowns, which makes sense, which is true. But this old story that tells you like, oh, it's a lot of unknowns, you probably shouldn't start because there are unknowns. That's keeping you at the gate. You're not evolving, and your energy gets stagnant. Here comes depression. Here comes feeling nothing different, not feeling like you're growing, not like you're expanding. We're just stuck. So, the courage that you already carry. What gives you the strength to move forward with what inspires you? Wow, we have the Tower card here. And Mars actually rules this card, so it was very, it makes sense. We just gotta let that change happen. And honestly, it's probably around the full moon in Libra. because it's a huge full moon, at the backdrop of a tower on fire that's falling down. And it seems like the whole neighborhood is on fire too. And so around the full moon in Libra, we're going to be like, some major change is going to happen on April 1st, around April 1st. And you're going to feel it. You're going to see it. And it might feel startling. It might feel like, can I do it? But at the same time, Venus is in Taurus, so I'm kind of like jumping here a little bit. Bear with me. Venus being in Taurus, ruling that full moon in Libra, she's resourced. So although she may not see Libra, she is still is resourced and capable of, and of not in a direct way, giving the resources that is needed. So again, it kind of goes through being able to see through the dark, see through things. But she is resourced while this is happening, meaning you will be resourced, but you just got to have faith in yourself, faith in this like major shift that is going to happen that's outside of your control, and trust that, hey, this is going to help you have the strength that you need, or see that you have the strength you need to move forward with what inspires you. So there is a major change that's going to happen. And this is going to be possibly around the full moon in Libra, April 1st. So next card here is the first brave move. So what action, however small, is aligned with this initiation? Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So it seems like we have to rethink our values. We have to rethink what we see as a true opportunity, because you will notice not all opportunities are for you, and actually doors might be closing. So it's going to get very clear what path is actually for you. Saturn being in Aries can do this. Saturn is a planet that has a tendency to say no. He closes doors. He makes you feel like you're restricted. But really, he is giving you a path. He is showing you what is your true path, where you need to do the hard work, how you need to build, what you can actually build with, and hopefully you can put it all together and get there. And so he's just narrowing what's actually the truth for you, what's your path, and you have to see this through. This feels like a lot of tough love, and that feels like Aries, very much so. So yeah, the action, no matter how small, is to realize not every path is for you, and the path that is revealing itself, that seems very clear and tangible, is the one for you to take, even though it might be a lot of unknowns. So this is what Aries is teaching. Aries season is teaching you. So the next card here is the fire that sustains you. What will help you stay committed once the initial excitement fades? Because this happens, especially towards the end of Aries season. Knight of Wands. Keeping your eye on the vision. Keeping your eye, write this vision down, honestly. Write this mission down. Because when you feel like your energy is off, or you're like, I feel low, or have you can look back to your vision, you can look back to your mission, and be like, oh yes, this is where my energy is. I feel sustained. I feel like it's going to revive you. My art teacher she mentioned, like, where artists gets messed up and they don't continue to do their work is that they believe that they can only do their work when they're motivated. No. You have to be disciplined. You have to say, I'm showing up at this time, no matter what. I'm going to get my work done, and I'm going to keep moving. I feel like, man, this is such a Saturn heavy reading, but it makes sense because Saturn's here. Saturn's here in Aries. It's like I'm going to keep making that one step at a time. I have to. Because if I stop, things fall apart. I die or what have you. So, yeah, it's like kind of like having a warrior mentality where it's like you're not allowed to stop until it's done. And what makes it easier to do that is writing the mission down, writing the vision down, and persevering. Getting, remember that you are a resource, especially with Mars being in Aries. You will be a resource, but you got to use the resources uh, responsibly. We have to be intentional of how we move because it's not going to be, ongoing. This is kind of like we're getting that nice little bonus check. How are you going to stretch it out so that, you're not going to be all destitute towards the end. So the next card here is the self that you are becoming. Who are you becoming? Who do you become when you honor your instincts and you let that lead you? So 7 of Pentacles in reverse. This sounds like, so there's a raccoons in a tree. And they are holding a lot of coins. I guess they like shiny things. And they seem like they are, just like holding their resources. They're seeing where their values are, and they're continuing to hold on to it, invest in it. But it seems like with it being in reverse, it's like we have to rethink what are we investing in? What do we think we find valuable? Because maybe we are holding on to something that's just very old and not really, it's just weighs us down. It's keeping us in an old tree that is dying. It's holding us back as we're trying to, like this bag is too heavy. It's kind of like the same thing. So yeah, who you become is you becoming more aware of your values and you're honoring that and instinctually honoring that because life life changes. We grow, we evolve, and what we once valued may not be what we value now, especially in the new astrological year. So, yeah, people say you changed. Of course I did. That's the answer. I hope you did too. We don't stay the same. Because if we stay the same, that means we're not honoring our instinct. We're not honoring our intuition. We're not with our time. We are not in our zone. We're not in flow. So yes, we hope you change. We hope you have your values are changing. The last card here is the blessing of boldness. So what gift, opportunity, or alignment emerges when you choose yourself? So we have, let's see, what is this? 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups in reverse. So what gift? Oh, this is tricky. So these people are here surrounding a well. Okay. Oh, like an actual animal, like mammal well. And it looks like they are holding incense or something. It's like there's smoke that's coming out. And the well is in the center of it. And they're on this like dock. And yeah, with it being reversed, we have to rethink our well. Rethink what gives us inspiration. Rethink, because it seems like they're kind of like worshiping this well. So maybe this well is like very important to them and their well-being. So yes, we have to rethink our well-being. We have to rethink what keeps us well. That's the opportunity this season. Is to rethink what gives us well-being, wealth, and not allowing someone else tell you the answer, but you are giving the answer. because you've been walking the walk, you've been doing the things, you've been watching your energy levels. Like, and you're honoring that. That is the blessing. That is the blessing of this season. All right. So if you made it all the way through this reading, thank you so much for listening. And please let me know what you think of this reading in the comments. I would love to know. Also, don't forget to book your solar crossing reading with me if you are wanting that roadmap to understand your year ahead, or find me at a market for a quick one-on-one reading. And yeah, thank you so much, and I'll chat with you the next time. Bye.